Hi, it is Unit 85, Listening and Speaking. We have a text, so let's have a look. When the bus from the harbor stopped in front of the hotel, the sun was just going down. As soon as we got off, a lot of people rushed towards us. We saw that they were carrying all sorts of things: silk, clothes, slippers, vases, pots, pictures, everything in that style which Europeans think typical of the East. When I was entering the hotel, I noticed that the others were already arguing in loud voices about objects and prices. I left my luggage in the room and went out again. I walked for about an hour and watched the life in the noisy streets. Some people were selling strange fruit and vegetables. Others were cooking dishes unfamiliar to me straight out in the streets. And still others were making carpets in their small shops. I returned to the hotel at about 8. The market there was still going on. An old man sitting on the ground offered me a beautiful silk dressing gown for only $10. We talked for 10 minutes, and just when the bell rang for dinner, I bought the gown for $1. As I was going to my room, I met a man with the same dressing gown as mine. I asked him the price. $50, he said, but I paid too much. The man that I was talking to just now paid only a quarter. As I was undressing that night, I noticed a piece of cloth just under the collar of the gown. On it I read the words, "Made in Bulgaria." Okay, so what did you understand? We have some questions. When did the bus stop in front of the hotel? A. When the sun was rising, when the sun was going down. Do you remember this? Definitely when the sun was going down. Yes. Let's go on. Number 2. Were there any people in front of the hotel? Yes, a lot. Not many. What do you remember? There were people. Okay, they were carrying different things. Okay, definitely yes, a lot. Okay, so this is the answer there. Number 3, what were the people doing there? They were selling things to tourists, stealing things from tourists. Well, to steal, what does that mean? Okay, definitely they were not stealing. Okay, so they were selling things to tourists. Okay, they were carrying different things like, well, vases, pictures, everything that, well, Europeans think that is kind of typical of the East. Yes? So let's go on. Question number 4. What did the man do? There was a man there, yes? Okay, that man who came, he got off the bus, okay, he entered the hotel, then he did what? He went to his room and went to bed. Well, and he left his luggage in the room and went out again. It is quite clear, I think. B. He left his luggage in the room and went out again. What did he do outside? He walked for about an hour. He bought different fruit and vegetables. Definitely, there was something about fruit and vegetables. He saw people, okay, selling different fruit and vegetables. He saw other people doing different things, cooking different dishes unfamiliar to him, or other people that were doing something else. Yes, so definitely he walked for about an hour. Next question. Number 6. What was going on in the streets? I think we have already said it. People were cooking strange things. People were eating strange things. Definitely they were cooking dishes unfamiliar to him. Also, there were some other people making carpets in small shops, if you remember this, yes? Number 7. What did an old man offer him? So he came back. Yes? And he saw an old man there. Do you remember this? Now, he offered him something. A beautiful silk dressing gown. A beautiful girl. Okay, definitely it's the first one. He offered him a beautiful silk dressing gown. So, next question. How much did he pay for the gown? $10, $1. Okay, definitely $1. Who did he meet later? He met someone. He was going to his room and he met someone. A man wearing the same dressing gown. The old man from the market. Well, a man wearing the same dressing gown. And the last question. Where was the dressing gown made? Do you remember? The man went to his room, he undressed, and he saw something, a piece of cloth, and there was something written there, made in Bulgaria. So, let's go back to our text. Така, нека да се върнем към текста. Обърнете внимание, че целият текст е в минало време, т.е. ние разказваме една историка за нещо, което е станало в миналото. Can we try and say this in our own words? The main idea is to try and to express yourself in simple sentences. Firstly, what are the facts? Okay, a bus stopped in front of a hotel. The sun was going down. What else? There were many people. They were doing something. They were carrying things, different things, like silk, clothes, slippers, pots, pictures, vases. Yes? What else? Okay? The speaker says that when he entered the hotel, he noticed something. Other people were arguing. They were talking in loud voices. What were they talking about? They were talking about objects and prices. What did he do next? He left his luggage. Where? In his room. And what did he do next? He went out again. Why? Okay, he walked for about an hour. He watched the life in the noisy streets. What did he see there? He saw people selling strange fruit and vegetables. He saw other people. Yes, he saw people who were cooking dishes which were unfamiliar to him. Okay, he saw people cooking dishes. Yes? Okay? What else? He came back. He saw an old man. What was this old man doing? He was sitting on the ground. He offered him something. What did he offer him? He offered him a beautiful silk dressing gown. Okay, the price was $10, but they talked for 10 minutes. The bell rang for dinner and the man bought the gown. Yes, at that time he bought the gown. Yes. How much did he pay? He paid only $1. Then he went up to his room. While he was going to his room, he met another man. The man was wearing the same dressing gown. Okay? So he asked him the price. How much did he pay? He paid only $50. But there was a third man there who had paid only a quarter. And finally, when he undressed, actually, the speaker, when the speaker undressed, he saw that the dressing gown was made in Bulgaria. Така, самият текст е една историка, разказана в миналото, и на мене ми се иска да свикнем да се изразяваме вярно в прости изречения. Така, това ни помага да свикнем да мислим на английски. Още нещо, което правиме всеки път, иска ми се да се постараем да помним глаголи и предлози заедно. Така, искам да обърнете внимание на предлози като for. I walked for about an hour. We talked for 10 minutes. Така, for е един предлог, който по принцип въвежда период от време. Примери, които даваме доста често. Okay? Every night I watch TV for an hour. I usually work for 6 hours a day. Okay? Това са изречения, например, в сегашно време и for отново въвежда един период от време. В нашия случай, просто, for въвежда един период от време, в рамките на който се извършва някакво действие. So, good. Something else here. Значи, говорейки за for, ето ги тези изрази, върху които искам да обърна внимание. I walked for about an hour. Then we talked for 10 minutes. Yes? Обърнете внимание, че въпросите, по принцип, които ще търсят този период от време, са най-често с how long. How long did they talk? Отговорът е с for. They talked for 10 minutes. How long did he walk? He walked for about an hour. Yes? Така, още един израз, на който искам да обърна внимание. Unfamiliar to me. Непознат за мен. Помним, думи и предлози заедно. Familiar to, познат на. Unfamiliar to, непознат на. Нека да го запомним така. Окей? Ако кажа it was familiar to me, това ми беше познато. It was unfamiliar to me, това ми беше непознато. Окей? Нещо друго интересно, което да кажем за този текст. Окей? So. Нека да погледнем този израз. As soon as. As soon as we got off, a lot of people rushed towards us. As soon as, it means immediately. Straight after. Okay? Веднага след като слязохме. Get off. It is a phrasal verb. It means when we went out of the bus. Okay? Така. Get off. Слизам. Слизам от автобус, влак, кон, така нещо по-голямо в този контекст. Съответно, качвам се. Get on. Get on the bus. В този смисъл, I'm on the bus, в автобуса съм. I'm on the train, в влака съм. I'm on the plane, по същият начин. To get on the plane. Качвам се. Get off, слизам. Okay. Rush towards us, се втурнаха към нас. To rush towards, втурвам се към. Okay. Here are those words. Get off, слизам. Rush towards. Okay. Something else here. To argue in loud voices. Да споря на висок глас. In loud voice, на висок глас. To argue, споря. About objects and prices. За предмети и цени. Okay. To argue about something, to argue in a loud voice. It's a nice phrase to know. Okay, something else here. The market there was still going on. It still continued. It was still going on. Continue, продължавам, to go on има същия смисъл. Окей. Нещо друго тук? Окей. Така. An old man offered me a beautiful silk dressing gown for only $10. За само $10. Okay. A dressing gown. Well, what is it? A dressing gown. Халат, дреха. Okay. Така. We talked for 10 minutes and just when the bell rang. Bell, звънец. Ring. We know this. Okay. I bought the gown for $1. Okay. Okay, I think that we said quite a lot of things about this text. That's it. Let's go on. So, the next text that we have, it's the 12th of August. Eric is sitting on the floor of his empty room. His parents have looked forward to that day for months. They have talked about the day since Eric's father got a new job. So today they're moving to a new home in a new town. Mr. and Mrs. Brooke have lived in this little house in London since they were married. They have often talked about moving to a smaller town where Eric doesn't have to play football in the streets between the cars. Mr. Brooke's new job is in Aldebar, a small seaside town on the east coast. They believe Eric will be happy there. But Eric isn't feeling happy today. He has lived in this little house for 13 years. He has known his friends since they were at the primary school. He doesn't want to say goodbye to Jason and Kyle. They have been good friends since they started at secondary school 2 years ago. He isn't looking forward to a new school. Eric, where are ya? We're ready to go, calls his mother. Eric stands up and goes slowly downstairs. So, once again, we have a few questions there. The idea is to understand and to answer those questions. So, why are Mr. and Mrs. Brooke excited? They have just won the lottery. Definitely, they say nothing about the lottery. They're going to another town. They're getting divorced. Well, nothing about divorce there. So, definitely, they're going to another town. Question number 2. How long have they lived in London? For 50 years. Well, it means what? That they're old people. Definitely they aren't. For 2 months since their marriage. Okay, having read this text, it is quite clear that they have lived there for a long time, and actually it is since their marriage. Next question, why they are moving to a new home? They are bored with this place. Eric's father has a new job. Someone told them to move. I think he understood this. His father has a new job. Question number 4. How long has Eric lived there? Since he was a little boy, for 20 years, for 13 months. Since he was a little boy. Okay. Next question. Why do they think their son will be happy there? Because they won't have to take care of him, because the town is safer, because Mr. Smith will earn more money. Well, definitely they're moving to a smaller town, which is expected to be safer. Definitely, I dare say that this is the right answer there. Okay, well, so far they have left in London, and so they say that Eric likes playing football between the cars, which is really dangerous. And now he won't have to play football between the cars. So definitely because the town is safer. Okay, let's see. Number 6. How long has Eric known Jason and Kyle? For 20 years. Since he was a little boy, for 2 years. Okay, let's see here. They say they have been good friends since they started at secondary school 2 years ago. And they're talking here about Jason and Kyle. He doesn't want to say goodbye to Jason and Kyle. They have been good friends since they started at secondary school 2 years ago. So this is the answer there. So, how long has Eric known Jason and Kyle? Definitely for 2 years. And question number 7. How does Eric feel about them moving to another town? He's excited as his parents. He doesn't care. He's sad. Definitely he's sad. Okay? So, he's standing in his room, sitting on the floor of his empty room. Yes, and he doesn't want to go. Okay, he goes to a new place, he doesn't know anybody there. Definitely the answer is he's sad. So that's it. Okay, let's go back to our text. Така, да се върнем към нашия текст. Миналият текст, който направихме, беше изцяло в минали времена и разказваше една история. Нека да погледнем какво имаме сега. We have a situation there. Eric is in his room right now. Yes? Okay. His room is empty. Why? They're moving to a new town. Yes? So this is the situation now. And we use present tenses to describe this situation. Now pay attention to the perfect tenses. Okay, his parents have looked forward to that day for months. Okay. They have talked about the day since Eric's father got a new job. So, Eric's father got a new job maybe some time ago, and since then they have been talking about this, or they have talked about this every day just because, okay, they have to move. So, how long have they lived there? Okay, it means up to now. So, definitely they have lived there since Mr. and Mrs. Brooke got married or were married. Обърнете внимание, че след since, като една думичка, която знаем, че въвежда началото на период от време, имам ли израз, който ще съдържа глагол, той ще бъде в минало време. Since they were married, също мога да кажа since they got married. So, what can we say about Eric? Okay. So, he doesn't have to play football in the streets between the cars. Okay? It means in this new town. So, they believe he will be happy there. But he isn't happy now. Why? Okay? He has to leave his friends. He has lived there for 13 years. For 13 years. He has his friends there. Yes, and he has known them since they were little children. He doesn't want to say goodbye to his best friends, Jason and Kyle. They have been good friends since they started at secondary school 2 years ago. Now, Well, he's sad. He isn't looking forward to new school. Окей, така. Тоест, текстът е изключително хубав да покажем как можем да разкажем една история в сегашни времена. Тоест, по този начин акцент пада върху ситуацията и върху действието само по себе си, а не толкова кога нещо е станало или просто описвам ситуация сега. Okay, let's go on. Now, we have some questions, and the idea is to use the right tense there when we talk. Yes? So, have you ever traveled abroad? So, what does this question mean? Yes, I want to know some fact. Yes? So, I have to say, yes, I have traveled abroad. I've been to, some European countries, like I've been to Italy, I've been to Greece, I've been to Turkey, for example. Or, no, I haven't. Okay? So, number 2, which countries have you visited? Once again, this answer will express a fact that is really important now. It means that you don't know this answer. And what I have just said, I've been to some European countries, I've been to Italy, I've been to Romania, I've been to England, and so on. Number 3, when did you visit these countries? Now, when I have this question, I have to answer in the past simple tense. For example, I was in Italy, 2 years ago, and I stayed there for 2 weeks. I visited many interesting places. I met some interesting people, and so on. So, okay, the next question, number 4. Okay, where did you stay there? Okay, once again, actually, you're asking about something which happened in the past, and if I have to answer, I have to say, I stayed at a really nice hotel, everything was fine, and so on, past tenses. Now, how long did you stay there? Once again, it's a period of time which began and finished in the past. I stayed there for 2 weeks. Actually, I can say from to also. What did you see? I saw many interesting things. Once again, past simple. Okay? I saw this, I saw that, and so on. Number 7. What did you like? And what didn't you like? I liked the architecture. Okay? I liked those really nice buildings there. Okay? And I didn't like what? For example, I can say I didn't like, the service in a restaurant that I went to. Yes? Number 8, what did you buy? I bought some presents for my friends and for my family. Once again, the answers will be in the past tense. Who were you with? I was with my husband, with my wife, and so on. Yes, I was with a friend of mine. I can see many things there. Yes? And number 10, would you like to go there again? Why? Yes, I would like to go there again just because I liked it, generally. Okay? So, the next questions that we have, so they give us a kind of opportunity to express ourselves. Okay, let's see. Do you live in a big city or town or village? Now, generally, I live in a small town. Yes? Do you live in a flat or house? Well, I live in a flat, and The next one, how long have you lived there? And I have lived here for 2 years. Do you like it? Why? Yes, I do like it because it is really calm. Okay? It's a nice place. Okay? Number 5. Would you like to live somewhere else? Where? Why? Well, okay. For example, I can say I would like to live in a bigger city just because there are lots of opportunities. Okay? If you like the busy life there, okay, it would be really nice. So, and the next question, why do you think, is it better to live in the country or in a big city? Well, definitely I can say that it depends. It depends on many things. It depends on your job. Yes. It depends on what you like doing. So, let's have the next question. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Okay, definitely I said that when you live in a big city, the advantages are that you have lots of opportunities. Yes? So, you can meet many different people every day. It's good for your job, for your career, and so on. And when we talk about living in the country, once again, I should say that it depends on what you like doing. Yes? It gives you peace. You can feel really calm there. Yes? Number 9. Okay, and number 8 actually. Has life changed in your country recently? Well, life is changing. Okay, definitely. It has changed. Yes? Well, let's say that 10 or 15 years ago, life was a bit different. Yes? Okay? In the past, it was kind of, well, we didn't have many things that we do have now. Yes? So, things have changed. Now we have many things. Okay? We can buy lots of things. And in the past, maybe we didn't have those things. Question number 9. Has your life changed recently? Well, it hasn't changed so much recently. And number 10. How will life change in 10 years? Okay, definitely I can say that 10 years is a lot of time. Okay, so definitely life will change a lot. Okay, now we have a really nice text there. So, Pegasus the flying horse. So, Perseus, the son of a mortal woman and the king of the Greek gods Zeus, was sent to capture snakehead Medusa's head. Even though one look at Medusa could turn anyone to stone, Perseus used his shield as a mirror and successfully sliced off her head. Blood flowed from the dead monster's neck and into the ocean. From these waters sprang the white-winged horse known as Pegasus, the child of the sea god Poseidon and Medusa. With Pegasus' help, the hero Perseus next rescued the princess. Afterwards, Athena, the goddess of war, entrusted the Muses, a group of sisters who inspired poets, with Pegasus' care. When he met them, Pegasus was so excited that he beat his hoofs against the side of the mountain, producing a magical well that gives inspiration to all who drink from it. One of the Muses foretold that Pegasus would go on to greatness.